Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information regarding your Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get right into things once again. Aaron Rodgers dominating our headlines here as Steelers fans. It seems like we cannot escape the name of Rodgers right now. As Tom Pelissero said on NFL Network, that all signs are pointing to Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh. I know the yesterday's episode, we were throwing shade once again at Aaron for making us question everything. He's the only guy out there. So all the news, he's getting what he wants. He's dominating the headlines for all Steelers fans. He met with DK Metcalf to let a little catch, try to figure each other out, try to figure out the speed of DK, how throwing to him might feel like. That seemed to go well. His meetings with Tomlin also seemed to go well. Tomlin says he has no issue with Rodgers making us wait. I wish he would kind of put a little more push on Rodgers to make his decision a little faster so us fans can calm down. They also said if Rodgers doesn't sign, we're happy with Rudolph starting. So, I mean, I guess that's why they really have no urgency. They're really fine with just rolling with Mason next year if that's what it really comes down to. There's also been rumors of Kirk Cousins, but it does seem like Rodgers at this point more than likely is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler next season. It's just when does he put pen to paper at this point and sign that contract? So it's getting less and less secretive about Aaron Rodgers as it feels like the first couple meetings we had with him. There was a little secrecy behind it. He didn't talk about the gifts the Steelers gave him in the last meeting, the Pirates jerseys and all. But seems like it's getting more and more of a done deal. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just have to be a little more patient with Rodgers. Tomlin also joked a little bit. I do like when Tomlin jokes around. He said he won't be participating in the darkness retreats with Aaron Rodgers, which I'm glad. We don't need Mike Tomlin going into darkness. But who knows? Maybe if he does do one of those darkness retreats, he becomes even a better coach and can lead us past that first round once again. But let's move on to George Pickens and news. I talked yesterday about George Pickens possibly being traded, possibly used as a trade piece. Guess what? Omar Khan shut that down instantly, as Omar Khan today says that George Pickens is not affected by the Metcalf trade. The real quote goes, "You need more than one receiver in this league. One receiver doesn't get the job done. You need multiple weapons." He also mentioned Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin, who I'll talk about here in a second for a possible breakout. But George Pickens seems to be staying in town. I put out a couple possible trades we could do with George Pickens, get rid of the head case, but it seems like we're gonna roll with George once again. I do love me some George Pickens. Him and DK Metcalf could be a lethal duo next year if we can deliver the passes to them. That's the big question. Can our quarterback get them the ball right now? That's the main question up in the air about the Steelers. But George Pickens will be back next year. No need to worry about him possibly getting traded, even though I put that out there yesterday. Turns out, not going to happen at all. At least at this point, Omar Khan has shut that down. Mike Tomlin also views two alpha receivers as a good problem to have, which is true. You want two dudes that want to get after it every play and wants the ball every play. You need two guys like that. I'm not gonna complain about it. I do love me some GP and DK. That is gonna be the duo that rules the league hopefully next year. But does GP and DK open up the possible breakout of Calvin Austin III or Roman Wilson? Of course it does, because these two are gonna see no attention, I feel like. They'll be single covered every play, of course. Uh, the other team's defenses are going to be scheming up for the deep ball with DK Metcalf and George Pickens. They're not even going to really worry about Calvin Austin that much. Calvin Austin is a sneaky solid receiver, I believe. He didn't put up the biggest numbers last year, but there are 5 games where he went over 50 yards. Like 3 out of the last 4 games, he got over 5 targets. He started to improve later into the season. Also, 5 games where he had reception longer than 30 plus yards. So he is a very explosive receiver. The shiftiness and the twitchiness of Calvin Austin really lends him to that slot position very well. And with the two receivers on the outside, I really do think our slot receivers are going to eat next year. There should be no reason that they don't get 5 targets a game because there's going to be so much attention on the outside of the field with DK Metcalf and George Pickens. It's just going to be I feel like there's going to be a lot of green grass in the middle, and that also lends itself to Roman Wilson, who was a rookie last year. Didn't see a lot of reps last season with the Steelers, but I do believe this year he will be more of a factor in the offense. Coming out of the draft, he was considered to be a possible weapon for us last year. Just let him sit on the bench a little bit, let him learn the ropes of the league, see how it all works out, how to prepare for a game. So he does have that year under his belt. Let's see if that helps him a little bit more in his progression. I do think these two really could put up 700 to 800 yard seasons next year just because of the lack of attention due to our two vertical threats on the outside. It's gonna be fun to watch this team if we do get a quarterback that can deliver the ball well on a consistent basis like we had in previous years. Not recent years, but previous years when we had Ben. We remember those days when quarterback play wasn't just terrible to watch. But now it is time to move into draft mode. Talking about quarterback play. It's time to move to draft time. It's only 23 days till the NFL draft. Who are the Steelers going to take at 21? I've been pitching ideas of moving up in the draft to get one of the more predominant O-line prospects like Will Campbell from LSU, like Armin Membo from Missouri. Those two are very solid offensive line prospects. I think they would boost this offensive line just instantly on their first day in practice. I think they would be a big help to the team. But if we don't trade up, right now it's not seeming like that's a possibility. The only leverage we would have, I do believe still, is trading away someone like Alex Highsmith, which I'm completely fine with getting rid of Alex Highsmith. We develop outside linebackers well. I do think if we want to move up in the draft, he is the piece you have to give away with the 21st pick to move up to somewhere like number 9 or 10 in this year's draft. But if we stay at 21, there's another offensive line prospect from the Ohio State. Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons had a very solid season last year, part of that national championship winning team, opening up holes for Judkins. I think he'd be another great addition to the team. We need O-line depth. I've been yelling about this for days now. We need more O-line depth. I don't know why we haven't really focused it much this off season. The only real signing was from New England off waivers. Let me see if I can find his name. Someone that's not really gonna produce much, but that was Lasidius Smith. He was the guy we signed off waivers this year. Still need O-line depth. So if we're not gonna move up from 21, I'd take Josh Simmons at 21. I think he'll still be there. That would be a solid move, I think, to bolster this offensive line a little bit. But I have heard rumors about the Steelers possibly trading back from 21. And I do believe if the Steelers do trade back, more than likely it's to get one of those quarterbacks that are really projected to go in the second round, not the first. So I would project if the Steelers trade back, they are going to take Jalen Milroe. I've talked about Milroe a lot over the past couple videos. I see upsides. I see possible downsides to Jalen Milroe. Is he the next Lamar or Jalen Hurts, or is he the next Anthony Richardson? Is the big question still left to be answered, and that can only be answered with time. But thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Denis, and I'll see you tomorrow.